everybody. I'm Laura Trump coming to you from my home in New York, where we're hunkered down to help flatten the curve. Sleepy Joe Biden clinched the Democrat nomination, but he proves every day why he won to lose. Joining me is an investor and political strategist, Jason Meister. Jason, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
All right, so it seems like the Democrats just settled finally for Biden as their nominee. It was sort of a long, slow road to get here. What is your reaction to the official news?
Yeah, Laura, I think settled is the right word to use. They clearly settled for Joe Biden. It was really Bernie Sanders who was the thought leader of the Democrat Party. If you look during the whole primary season, he dragged the party so far to the left that even Joe Biden had to adopt all of his radical left policies, like open borders and taxpayer-funded healthcare for illegals and all the other free college tuition. I mean, Bernie Sanders really did drag that party far to the left, and Joe Biden is just a puppet that they put as a placeholder.
Yeah, it seemed like the whole time to me, Jason, I don't know what you think about this, that the Democrat establishment were doing everything they could to basically do 2016 round two here. We know that they gave the nomination to Hillary Clinton in 2016, although it probably should have gone to Bernie Sanders. It seems like they were doing everything they could to prop up Joe Biden throughout the primary process, although we saw him barely able to form coherent sentences when he was on stage at debates. People questioning what was going on with Joe Biden. He didn't seem to have a lot of shine when he was out and about versus Bernie Sanders, who seemed to always have these rallies and more people than any of the other nominees. What do you think? Do you think that the establishment pushed Joe Biden up ahead of Bernie Sanders? What is your thought on that?
Laura, I think there's no question that they did. And if you're right, I mean, Bernie Sanders really had a populism about him. He drew crowds. I actually think they would have fared better with him, although I vehemently disagree with everything Bernie Sanders stands for. But I think from a political perspective, the Democrats really need a gut renovation of their party. We as Republicans got that gut renovation leading up to the 2016 election. President Trump, I always say this, he's a real estate developer. He's from the business world. One of his greatest renovations, most beautiful renovations, is the renovation of the Republican Party.
I love
the Democrats need that gut renovation. And I guarantee that Joe Biden is not the guy mentally or physically capable of renovating the Democrat Party.
Well, they're giving him a shot nonetheless. And you've seen, we have all seen out there that there are these endorsement videos that the Democrats are desperate to push out for people to see, endorsements by both Bernie Sanders and Barack Obama. But I don't know, they kind of seem more like hostage videos than anything else, Jason. Did you see those, and what were your thoughts on them?
I did see those hostage videos. I think that Obama begged Joe not to run, if you remember. He begged him not to run because he knew that he wasn't capable of winning and leading this country. And I think that is real testament because he was president and Joe Biden was his vice president. So that says a lot about Joe Biden. But if you look at Bernie Sanders, he's really just sold himself out to the political establishment once again, like he did in 2016. I mean, he was trashing Joe Biden on the campaign trail constantly. So his endorsement really is not a full-hearted endorsement.
In the meantime, we are dealing with a very unique situation in our country. It is unprecedented what we see happening with coronavirus, with the shutdowns around really the entire world. But we see every day, I think, why Joe Biden would be totally inept in a crisis like this, while the president has his sights set on reopening the economy, making sure that our country is back bigger and better than ever before. How do you think if Joe Biden were the president right now, God forbid, what would we be in for? What would be going on right now? How do you think he would do?
Look, I think it would be an absolute nightmare. I mean, the man can't string a sentence together in the basement of his house. And the president is doing 2+ hour press briefings with a hostile press. He's unbelievable in these press briefings, articulating every single thing to the American people. And just the transparency is just unbelievable. But if you think about it, President Obama and Joe Biden presided over the weakest and flattest recovery in U.S. history. And when you take that and you look at President Trump's record and the blue collar boom, the wage growth, the GDP growth, unemployment at a 50-year low, unemployment among the minority communities, African Americans, Hispanics, women, It's just the starkest contrast. So when this coronavirus, by the way, leaves the system, when it gets out of our system, because it does have a shelf life, who would we want to run this economy? Do we want Joe Biden and Barack Obama's economy, the weakest and flattest recovery in U.S. history? Or do we want President Trump's economic boom that he created through cutting regulations, cutting taxes for middle-class Americans? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. So I think that it's very clear, this choice that we have to make in November.
Yep, I think everyone can agree. President Donald Trump did it once. He will do it again. You're right. This is a temporary situation right now in our country. We will come out on the other side of this. And look, we're the United States of America. We always overcome. We are the greatest nation in the world. We will get through this together. I just want to ask you, I ask everybody kind of, what's changed in your life? How are things going for you in quarantine? Are you staying sane? What's going on with you, Jason?
I always say that now that you really need to quarantine for 14 days before you get married. No, I'm only joking. I actually, the amount of respect I have for my wife, who is an amazing mother and a working mother, it's just unbelievable. I give you a lot of respect, Laura. I know you have little ones as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see my wife and the mother of my children be able to execute her job and take care of the kids and help take care of me as well. It's really an amazing thing.
I say I have 3 kids at my house. I have Luke, I have Carolina, and sometimes I have my husband, Eric. So I'm glad you pointed that out. But Jason, listen, as always, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you and your whole family stay safe and stay well. And thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks for having me.
President Trump is saving the nation while Joe Biden can't even save face. That's real news for today. If you'd like to get involved with Team Trump, go to donaldjtrump.com or text Trump to 88022 to join our winning team. I'm Laura Trump, coming to you from my home in New York, encouraging you to stay safe throughout this crisis. Thanks for joining us, everybody.